There's a difference between good and great, and that's what you're gonna see. I'm just gonna take matters in my own hands, and I'm not gonna let anything he puts in front of my plate. I'm gonna eat it, whatever it is. I gotta just do it, because this is gonna propel, one, my career, and it's gonna propel boxing.
I want to make the most memorable nights in boxing. You know, the ones where people go, "God, what a fight, what a night." Something to remember, history made, legacy made. That's why I'm here. So whoever wants it can get it.
That's who you are. I have no doubt about it. But I asked a very direct question. This is first thing. He don't know me that well yet. Who do you want? Who's the guy?
Garcia.
Yeah, that's all I want to hear. That's all I want to hear, Dana. That's what I was asking about.
Ryan Garcia sends a clear warning to Conor Benn during a heated ESPN interview, confidently stating he would dominate and stop Benn if they ever step into the ring together.
Hey, pause. No Diddy, Conor. No, you know ass beating me. You know ass beating me.
I'll come over there and fuck you up. How about that?
Oh, you're getting even more Diddy with it. Come on, stop it, brother.
Listen, lay off the gear, mate. Lay off the gear and I'll do my own
Hey, lay off the PEDs, man. Lay off the PEDs.
Bro, get them eggs out of your mouth.
Dana White shows interest in making Conor Benn versus Ryan Garcia a reality, as Benn continues pushing for a major fight to prove himself against top-level competition worldwide.
You saw you on the screen. You were in the ring after Shakur Stevenson won his fight. But Ryan Garcia and the potential for a fight against him is what everybody's been making noise about as well. Where is your head in regards to that? What fight do you want? What have you told Dana White?
Listen,
What's the fight that you want?
We're going to try and make the WBC World title. You know, I'm mandatory for that shot. I've worked hard to get to that shot. But ultimately, I'm not sure of options. You know, there's plenty of fighters calling me out. So we'll see what's there. Whatever fight the public want, they can get. I'm here because I want to make the biggest fights possible.
What you, Dana? What do you?
Yeah, I agree with everything he said. That's why I'm in the business right now, is to make the fights that people want to see, put on massive. You know what's crazy? So we were together yesterday, and he asked me, this is the state of boxing right now. He says, "Did you watch my father fight?" I said, "Are you crazy? When your father was fighting, everybody all over the world knew who, the champion was, knew who, when big fights happened anywhere in the world, everybody watched. Boxing was big in America back then. So that is my goal, is to make it that way again over there."
Greg Hackett strongly backs Ryan Garcia in a potential clash, claiming Garcia has the speed, power, and precision needed to stop Conor Benn and make a huge statement.
Like, I'm gonna knock you out, and Conor responds that Tank made you quit. Rolly beat your ass, and Luke Campbell dropped you. What you think of that fight if it happens next?
I think it's a great fight. But I think if Ryan go out there looking like anything like his last fight, I think he'll stop Conor Benn. I don't think Conor Benn is defensive enough. I like his intensity level, but his defense don't really have no defense. And Ryan's speed gives anybody problems. And then he can punch too. So I think Ryan stop Conor Benn on some real shit. I think all the 47-pounders will stop him. I think Brian Norman Jr. would stop him. I think Devin Haney would stop him. Whoever at 47.
Is it the weight? Because he looked good against you, man.
Yeah, I think it could be the weight, but also I think it's just his style. His style is not really that complicated. It's a simple style, and the things he do is simple. He jump in, jump out. You know what I mean? Jump in, jump out. It's like fighting a strong amateur. It's just like being in there with a strong.
Eddie Hearn admits Conor Benn is still operating at British level but improving rapidly, urging critics to acknowledge his growth, performances, and steady development despite not yet.
You know what, people have asked me that. I didn't really feel any emotion, if I'm honest. Like, look, I didn't want him to look that bad, honestly. Like, I'm not watching him going, "Oh, I hope he looks terrible." I want him to look well. I was a bit frustrated watching because I think he can be much better than that. I also think that down at that weight, I just don't. I think he's got it in his head that he can make 47 and he can and he can make 47. But I don't think he's the same fighter when he's making 47. Personally, but listen, he's had it off. I mean, for me. People are criticising him. Oh, he couldn't win a British title. He's not the best fighter in Essex. Look at what he's done. I mean, I would like to say that how I got him in that position was one of the greatest bits of work by any promoter ever to grace the work. By the way, he put the work in. I will always say Conor Benn works very hard, but me, on my tombstone.
Chris Algieri and Paulie Malignaggi argue that Conor Benn is being pushed into elite conversations more because of fame than actual level, as criticism grows over his standing among top fighters.
Directly talking about Ryan Garcia, calling him out. And of course, Ryan is going to be like, yeah, of course, big money fight. And we had some reactions from attention that night. They took to Twitter immediately. Jack Catterall, hands are looking through his fingers with an emoji. Josh Kelly saying, wow, same kind of situation. Ryan Garcia calling him Conor Bum. Devin Haney saying Conor Benn, stay away.
That's what I'm saying. You're putting this guy into the conversation with these guys. That's why they're aggravated and they're annoyed.
Well, it's because he calls everybody out. So
you're mixing this guy into the conversation he doesn't belong in. These are all guys. Look, all the names you just mentioned, they're all in one conversation. They're all in one room. Conor Benn just gets to join that room because of his fame. He's not of that level. He doesn't even belong. They're laughing at him and they're going to critique him and all this other stuff. I saw even Shakur, I think, had said something. It's like, Corey, you don't belong anywhere near.
Timothy Bradley criticizes Conor Benn's recent performance, saying he lacked experience, sharpness, and ring IQ, adding that his power alone isn't enough to label him elite.
You can look him up on BoxRec. He got 5 stars next to his damn name, like he's done something. And he ain't done shit. It's in the fight with Regis Prograis. You can see, Regis was one of those guys that started late as well, but you can see the experience of Regis, start to show through. Now, Conor Benn and his team, made the adjustment and went down to the body of Regis and started to slow down and kind of take the fight out of Regis. However, Regis was in the fight. He was catching Conor Benn with some, and it's just the inexperience and the low IQ of Conor Benn and not having enough experience to be.
Sergio Mora and other analysts say Conor Benn looked average in his latest win, far from impressive and still well below Ryan Garcia level overall.
Punch resistance, and a guy that lost 2 of his last 3 fights. And Conor Benn was on the back foot, Mannix. He was the naturally bigger, stronger, younger fighter, and he was on the back foot being pushed around by a fighter, a veteran, a good champion. And, I'm a fan of Prograis, but he didn't belong in the ring with a fresher Conor Benn, and there you go. They went back and forth. It wasn't competitive, but they went back and forth. Conor didn't have that explosiveness. He didn't have that mean chip on his shoulder. He didn't have that eagerness to go for the knockout. Why? You were in there against an older fighter, a fighter that was injured from what you and others were reporting. So injured, older, less explosive. What the hell are you doing on your back foot? Conor Benn just made $15 million on Netflix, and he didn't try to do anything great. He had the setup there. He had the stage set to.
Sergio Mora and fellow critics raise serious concerns about Conor Benn's performance, calling it disappointing and a major red flag. They question his ranking as a top contender and argue it feels undeserved given his limited welterweight experience. While some once believed his explosiveness could trouble elite fighters, that perception has now shifted. According to analysts, Benn would likely struggle against top names like Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, and Shakur Stevenson at 147 pounds.
Challenger to Ryan Garcia's WBC title. All right, let's not litigate that right now. The WBC does incredibly crazy things with their rankings. I agree with you there. Before this fight, I talked to a lot of smart people in boxing that thought Conor Benn would beat Ryan Garcia, that thought Conor Benn's explosiveness would be too much for Ryan Garcia, who often leaves himself kind of in a tough defensive position when he steps back. He drops his guard, that chin hangs up in the air. After this fight, Sergio, I don't know how you can look at a Garcia-Conor Benn matchup and say that Ryan is the underdog. Ryan, who was on social media saying, bring that guy to me afterwards, has to be feeling confident if that's the fight that gets made at some point before the end of this year. All the welterweights out there were saying the exact same thing. Devin Haney is on social media. Shakur Stevenson, who is not a big puncher at 140.